I did a short video here recently about martial arts and instructors, masters, and grandmasters, and other individuals that are martial artists being extremely out of shape, obese. I sort of touched on the surface of that, and I want to further that particular video by uh, speaking with you just for a moment about qualities that a martial arts instructor must possess. Um, I'm going to say this, and I will say this. I'll preface my video by saying this. I always expect um, adversity and negativism and people throwing shade at me at some point. It's never really overwhelming when I'm talking about certain subjects, but there is going to be a small percentage of people that are going to throw shade and give a thumbs down, and they're going to have these emojis or these blank faces, and they don't expose who they are when they make these statements, these negative and derogatory types of statements behind material that I present here on this platform. It's neither here nor there. I don't care about the negativism. At one time, on some level, it bothered me just the mere fact that some people or supposed martial artists would talk down on someone that's telling the truth. Says a lot about their character or lack thereof. So, with that said, let me move forward. I don't care about the trolls. I'll just simply block you, erase you, whatever I have to do administratively to dismiss you. You don't matter. Unfortunately, we're on a platform, we're on the internet where everyone has access, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, qualities of a martial arts instructor, master. First of all, you have to love what you are doing. You have to be passionate about what you are doing. It has to be a journey that you decided to be on. Everyone can't be a martial arts instructor. Everyone can't be a master. Everyone can't be very good in the martial arts. Simply because of the aforementioned, everyone is exposed to a lot of things in the world, and it doesn't fit everyone. Just like certain religions, if you will, certain occupations don't fit everyone, or vocations. So martial arts is no different. As an instructor over the years, I've learned that people come to your school or dojo, dojang, for various reasons. Sometimes and oftentimes people come searching for themselves. They're searching for something, not quite knowing what it is they're looking for. And then you have those who want to learn how to hurt another individual, and they want you to give them a quick fix. And then you have those individuals who want to learn martial arts and become a black belt in a very, very short period of time. You have people who want to just simply learn self-defense, and then there's some people who want to learn the whole tradition behind what the system is that you are teaching. They want to learn the techniques, they want to learn the philosophy, the history of the art. So you as an instructor must understand, comprehend, and realize that these are the people that will be walking through, potentially, your doors. Are you equipped to deal with all of those individuals? Let's not deceive anyone. If all you're teaching is martial arts for self-defense, then you need to make that known in the beginning. If you're teaching your whole system only, that's all of the forms of katas, if you will, like in karate or kung fu and so forth, then make that known. Don't misrepresent what it is that you're teaching. Now, if a person wants to learn traditional karate, for example, and your school that's teaching MMA or mixed martial arts, and that's not what they want, you need to let them know that in the beginning, so you don't mislead them into believing that you're going to teach traditional karate and the mixed martial arts is too much for them. And conversely, the same is true. If a person wants to learn mixed martial arts, which is a compilation oftentimes of grappling and Muay Thai and so forth, boxing maybe, kickboxing, and you're offering a traditional art, you must tell them this in the very beginning. Be upfront with your potential clients or students. So that's one thing right off the bat. Let them know what it is that you actually are offering while they are shopping. Okay, now be honest with them about the price as an instructor. Let them know about any hidden fees. Let them know about any potential additional prices in the future, such as promotion or rank test. Let them know that that's going to happen if they want to learn your art from a traditional standpoint, if it is a traditional martial arts system or style. You want to do that. And also let them know about rank. Do they want to study the history of your art and the whole or complete art? So you tell them that, you know, there are 7, 8, 9 ranks, and then you get to showdown or black belt, and then you move to higher ranks of black belt all the way up into the master ranks and so forth. Let them know that that's possible. Give them information that they can visually see so that they know and they're not misinformed. Now, also find something out about the potential student. If it's a family and they have children that they want to enroll, find out something about their physical health. Do they have asthma? Do they have joint problems? Do they have heart problems? Do they have anything that could potentially interfere with them learning? Do you have to take it easy with them because of their medical or pre-existing condition? You have to let them know this as well. Now, I know there's a lot of people listening to me right now that haven't been an instructor very long, and maybe even haven't been in the martial arts that long, and they may have already been titled by someone as master or instructor or teacher and so forth, and they really don't even have traditional training or formal training at all. This video is for you. So I know this is a tutorial for you. You're learning this from me, from someone who's been doing this 2/3 of his life. And I've never had a vacation. I've never taken a day off. I have been doing the martial arts, every aspect of it, from the age of 10 until the age of 60, as I'm sitting here right now. Never, ever had a respite or break. So now, learn something from a master, from a great grandmaster, from a founder of a system it's a smaller system, but it's mine. Okay, Jinin, very natural, Do, way, it is mine. We can discuss that somewhere in the future again, even though I have some earlier videos, several years old, but I'll explain Jinin Do to you more in depth in some future videos. But for the most part, it is sort of akin to Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, not being fixed, not being attached only, but learning how to detach as it relates to your learning. And this is not for everyone. This is not simply for a novice. This is for someone who has a foundation. We all need a foundation. There's a foundation in Aikido. There's a foundation in Jiu-Jitsu, but there's several rules, RYUS, schools of Jiu-Jitsu. Some people don't know that. They only think Jiu-Jitsu is just on the ground, but no, it is not. There are several schools of teaching and learning in Jiu-Jitsu. There's pressure points, for example. That's Jiu-Jitsu. There's also striking. And there's also medicine, preventive medicine, and herbal healing in jiu-jitsu. There's some schools that's something else. So you have to be more than just an individual that can kick and punch and break somebody's ribs, or throw someone, or put someone in a submission hold. Martial arts is greater than that. It is a way of life, a way of life. It is to teach you how to walk among your fellow men as humble as you possibly can and as peaceful as you possibly can, and not use your physical training unless it is absolutely the last result and absolutely necessary. It is. So absorb these things as I'm showing and expressing them to you right now. Understand this. Some systems and styles, they have forms of katas, pums, hungs, if you will, and they can get pretty lengthy. You can learn 20 or 30 katas in some systems or styles, okay? That's really to pass to the next generation underneath you. Your black belts under you, your masters under you, when you are the master or the great grandmaster. You pass that on to them, and then they carry the system or the style on. That's the way it's supposed to be. So you can't realistically sometimes see yourself up in your 60s and 70s and 80s running 20 and 30 forms. No, that's for the next generation. So this should really be documented. If it's your system, it should be documented and archived so that your students can carry it on. And if you have children that are part of your system or style, you pass it on to them, those that are worthy, that is. So remember that. So what I'm saying about forms in that particular area is that when you learn your katas, you must understand the traditional and the historical aspect of forms of katas. Most of us throughout our whole lifetime will never use a kata in a fight. But you must know the foundation, what it's predicated or based on, the bunkai, what the purpose is, okay? And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, instructors, dear ones, you must learn how to let some things go and understand that some things that we have learned traditionally in some katas or forms from old martial arts styles and systems, they were only applicable for that era and not today. So you have to be able to discern and to dissect and separate what's appropriate for today in the 21st century as opposed to the 15th and the 16th century and even way before that. So these are lessons that I'm giving you today as an instructor. Okay? Now, when you have students that walk in your door, if they have a propensity to violence, you have to address that early on if you can see it. You have some narcissistic individuals that will come into your school too. They know everything. You can't teach them anything, or someone who wants to tell you that they know more than you, or they want to tell you that they learned something from whomever. You have to teach that student to empty their cup and accept from you, as an old adage would say, what's in your cup. So, if your head is full of what you've learned, in other words, how in the world do you have space in your head for what I'm trying to teach you? Either you are the teacher or I am. Which is it going to be? So if we both are trying to teach and you came to me for tutelage, there's going to be a conflict, okay, of interest. You may not be a good fit for my system. So you instructors need to take this into consideration. Now let me move on to the next thing. Let's say there are women that come into the school and you are a male instructor and you are attracted to a woman or several women that come through your school. You better put your evil ways away. There's no place for fraternization in a martial arts school or studio. It's only going to end you up in trouble and shutting your doors, shutting your school down. It's going to collapse. I've seen it happen more than one time. So you can't have affairs with your students. Either you're a single man or woman in your dojang or dojo, or you're a married man or woman in your dojang or your dojo. You have to separate that life from school. School is school. I just wanted to share that briefly with you. And the other thing too is you want to look the part, as I said in an earlier video. If you are an instructor, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. If you're 200 or 300 pounds overweight and you are the instructor, if you are, you need to seek some additional training and or knowledge on health and wellness so that you can come down to the weight that you're biologically supposed to carry to live longer. I've seen instructors, and I kid you not when I say this, I've seen many obese instructors. The vast majority of them have died from heart attacks, hypertension, and the vast majority of them had hip, knee, ankle, back problems. Think about it. Now, don't look at my situation because I have a hip issue as it relates to arthritis. I'm not obese. That's something else. But I'm just saying, your skeletal system was designed to carry so much weight. When you put too much weight on that skeletal system, everything begins to become compromised. All right? Your organs would then begin to shift out of their natural place. Your heart has to work harder. You usually end up with sleep apnea. You have digestive issues, constipation, and joint problems, as I mentioned a moment ago. So you must learn how to insert the proper foods in your diet, your everyday diet. And your everyday diet should consist of primarily things that come out of the ground, things that grow organically, and stay away from the processed sugars and so forth. My dear friends, we all grew up innocently thinking that there was nothing wrong with our diets. Everything was okay. The food groups that were introduced to us rather, and having snacks that was donuts and cookies and ice cream and hot dogs and hamburgers and things of this sort. We have to do better now. In this particular era, in this particular time, we must do better. My dear friends, understand, comprehend this. We've been doing things the wrong way for decades, and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people have died because of the American diet. They have, and we have lost friends, dear friends, and relatives to the American diet, the American way of doing things. So as an instructor of martial arts and as a online promoter, as a YouTube creator, as an activist, I'm saying this to you also as your friend and as a man, as your fellow man. Let's take control of our lives today. And even though this whole video was actually designed for martial artists, instructors, and so forth, it's for anyone who's listening right now because it's about your health and your wellness as well. How is your diet today? Now let me tell you, I do this for a living. And when I say I do this for a living, I don't get paid for the information that I'm giving you. I do this for a living. It's my essence. It's who I am. The things that I'm sharing with you right now. You can support my channel financially. I have a Cash App, the PayPal app, and I have a GoFundMe campaign still running from earlier in the year. You can support me financially if you want, if you desire. But I do this for a living, sharing information to help you be a better you, a better version of you, because I love you and I want to do it. Okay? So take that to heart and run with it. Okay? So you won't find very many people like me on YouTube, on all of these other platforms. You might see me on Pinterest. You might see me on LinkedIn or anywhere else. You'll see me all over the internet. But anyway, wherever you find me, you better start archiving these things that I'm sharing with you and the information that I'm disseminating to you while it is available to you, because the powers that be don't want people like me telling you the truth about your health. Okay, now on the martial arts again, as a martial arts instructor, a good instructor, a good master, you better learn about health. You better learn about wellness and stop fooling yourself and learn it for real. Stop buying all of the packaged stuff that you see in stores in the so-called organic section, the section that has sugar in the organic products. Real food, real organic food doesn't have anything added to it. It is how nature intended it to be. It grows naturally without pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, and insecticides. That's not real. It's been altered. And genetically modified product is not real. Okay? And your body knows this. You see, when the Most High, the Creator, made all of us, He made us perfect. What do you mean, brother teacher, perfect? I mean, our body knows what it needs. We see something with our eyes, and we think, and we smell, and we taste, and we go only by those senses. But you better start thinking, because you need to find out that this biology needs biology within it. So whatever you eat has to be real, like we're real. It can't be something made in the laboratory. I don't care how good it smells or tastes, or how good it looks, or how well it's advertised. These are the things that's killing us, and has been killing us for over 100 years. Okay? So as a martial arts instructor, you must understand the health aspect of what you do as well. You must learn something about pressure points. If you don't know, it's okay to ask someone. But make sure that you have a quiet, peaceful dialogue with that individual who understands these things. And that you don't try to cheat and get it. Because you're not going to get the real, genuine article oftentimes. Because most instructors, as it relates to pressure points, are not going to teach it to you if you're not worthy of it. It's your spirit. You follow? And a true master can see your intent. Now, I want you to know this before I leave. I haven't been doing this thing called martial arts for 50 years for naught. That means for no reason at all. I have been fully vested in what I'm doing. I can tell you about the human body to a great degree. I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything, but I do know a lot. And I can share a lot with you. When you have health issues, I can usually steer you to the place, if I don't know it immediately, the answer that is. So also know this, as a martial arts instructor, you must know your students. If you have children and adults, you have to learn them. Learn what their individual needs are. And stop taking your whole class, be it 10 or less, 20, 50, or 100 or more. Learn how to look at them as individuals, because we all have different needs. You can't take 50 people in the class and have them do all of the same ballistic types of exercises, because you don't know their body makeup. You don't know what their body tolerance is. You don't know what their weaknesses are. You don't know if they have pre-existing conditions. You must pay attention as an instructor. Okay? I just wanted to share this moment with you. This moment of wisdom from myself from so many years of study and practice. And I speak to my shame because I'm only a human being, you know, but I am still a student, not only of the martial arts, but I'm a student of life as well. And I'm sharing some of these things with you today. So, instructors, everyone that's watching me, study your craft. Know it. Don't be familiar with it. You must know it. Know how your techniques work, when they're supposed to be used. Okay? And try your best to perfect them for yourself as an individual. And you be the example to your students that they look up to. You be the beacon that they look at for excellence. Follow? And even if you can't physically do a lot of the things, if they see you pushing towards the top, it's going to give them incentive to do the same. But if they see you sitting down, chilling, relaxing all of the time, you're going to have a bunch of lazy students and overweight students and out of shape students. So be the example. Again, this was a brother teacher moment. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to follow me here today. Again, Yahweh loves you, and I love you dearly. Take care wherever you may be, and so long.